Good morning everyone. I am up by Morals Court. I'm heading up onto the plateau. As you can see, it's quite dark. The camera's not really showing that. But I think the sun has already come up, but it's come up behind some clouds. But I'm going to head up onto the plateau anyway. I think we might get some drama. We've got a bit of rain coming in, I believe. I'm not where I want to be. I kind of plan to be over by the Red Chute, but because there's a triathlon going on down at Ellingham, they blocked off some of the roads. So where I've been trying to get into the forest, I've been blocked off, and in the end I just thought, you know what, I'm going to park up near one of the blockades and just walk up somewhere else. And this is where I am. I'm on my way up. I think it's quite steep. I'll find out where I'm coming from, where I'm going to. It's Ibsley, by the way, where I've come from. But I've never walked up this track before, and it is an uphill jobby, and I always seem to find them. I'm always going uphill. Plan ahead, and then I can find flat ground. I'm gonna have to come back down and get the camera. Would I do that? I've now got to go all the way back uphill again. Never been here before. It's all news to me. And that's what I love about it. Wow, it's quite hot. I decided to take a different approach here. There's a nice little path down there. Never done it before. And it looks beautiful. You get little fleeting glances back into Avon Valley. Now, I didn't mind it, but it walks across the back of people's houses, and it's still quite early in the morning, and I don't feel very comfortable with that. So I've decided to head, it does it no justice, but straight up the mound. It's not my own path, there is a path here, but it's just off the track. And there's nothing on the OS map. So I've just decided just to head up, get up. Let's see what this is all about. We're just at the top now. The sun is peeking through. We got, look at that. Isn't that glorious? Look at this. Where I really wanted to be was not this valley, but the next one over. I've walked across the top there before. That's quite nice. But this is new. Would you look at this? So we've got the beautiful heather still out at the moment, and if you look, some of those ferns on the floor have also changed. That's another reason why I've headed up here. Look at that. There's a house just there. But yeah, just wanted to get out of there. Got to remember my way back though. The only downside to the heather is it's just past peak, so you got some of them dying off already. But I'm sure we can do something. I might not even see it. Look at that. I love this, I love the cloud coverage. It's quite nice, moody. And it's nice that the sun did actually manage to show itself a little bit. But when you've got rain and sunlight, it's a very good time to get out. You've got the best cocktail of weather there, and it's always good to get out. I brought the waterproofs with me. I think I'm slightly overdressed. Didn't think this through, but I got quite a nice warm jumper on. Couldn't find my soft shell. Oh, look at this. Another little walk down there. Didn't realise there's so many houses around here. There's a lovely silver birch there. Leaves haven't changed yet. See, some of them have gone already. Beautiful rainbow through there. Probably can't see it. There's a beautiful rainbow. But yeah, some of the silver birch have gone, some of them haven't. Now I'm not sure if it's because it's been particularly dry this year, all over the UK. All the grass is pretty much dead, but we've had a nice whole day of rain yesterday and a little bit the day before. And I feel like it's just kicked life back into everything again. So it's looking really good out here today. The grass is, the moss on the floor has gone a bit green. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's almost sickly. I quite like all this though. I've got to go and find a composition. If I can find a tree that looks beautiful and it's just, yeah, I think I got one. Right, I'll turn you back on when I get set up. Right, I'm on F18. I got a shutter speed of 1/160. I've got a bit of that sunlight coming back right now, which is what I want. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is the wind is blowing, so I'm going for HDR and I don't think it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is try and expose for the foreground and then expose for the tree, and then hopefully blend the two together. I know it's the shots around my hand, so, and then just like that the sun disappears. So hopefully I've got that. So yeah, I've upped the ISO to 200 to get a bit more shutter speed out of that. But yeah, F18, 1/250, and I've got an ISO of 200 like I just said. But yeah, two exposures, one in the foreground, one of the tree in the background, but the tree is sort of blowing. So I'm not sure, that might work, it might not. But I just love the heather in the foreground at the moment, it's looking beautiful. So that's one of the tree, nice and sharp. That backlight's gone now, so I might have lost this shot. And it's very important that I get that backlight, because without it, that tree is part of the landscape. And I love that separation when the light's out. There's still some haze in the air. No mist, which is what I was hoping for. Let's go for a little wander and see what else we can get. But there's that picture up on the screen. This is probably another fleeting moment, but I just quickly set the camera up. You've probably got the sun right in your eyes there, but what I'm going for here is just going to single out the 3 silver birch trees at the bottom. Nice beautiful backlight. I'm going to take a few exposures, different places. I think this is going to be a square format maybe, so it doesn't matter so much. But I'd rather have it than not. And I really like this one. I don't think it makes a great deal of difference in portrait. Might do, actually. Might get that one as well. Get a bit more of the trees in, so it looks a bit more beautiful there with the underside of the foliage, especially when it's backlit. Looks really good, and the clouds are really dark. I really like those dark clouds. I think I found it here. So this is ISO 100 f8, and I've got 100th of a second on the shutter. And I really am pleased with that. That's a beautiful backlight. And the exposure is near perfect. I've got a few little clips in between the leaves, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't mind a bit of clipping. Kind of works both ways. Sometimes it works when you've got a backlight, because that exposure represents what you're seeing. I mean, you can't look at the sun and see a ball. You just see a big bright white light. So I think it just sort of reflects in what you see. Take a few more shots of this. Put one that I like up on the screen for you, or a few. Maybe I'll show you the portrait and the landscape one. But just as I said before, the sun disappears and the scene just completely changes again. It does not look like what I was looking at. And I probably would have stopped at this one actually. It does look quite nice. I love the V shape in the middle tree. Anyway, let's grab all the gear and see if we can find a couple more shots here while we're here. I'd really like to get some of those ferns. come from over there, and it's quite flat in the middle. So I've come up onto this side, and I've kind of figured what I want to do is just, not sure if you can see it, the sun is out at the moment. I want to keep it in that direction. Can you see the ferns in the foreground? I want to kind of keep that and just follow it along until something jumps, and then I'll stop and take a photo of it. But yeah, it's very, there's not much going on in the flat bit. It's just gorse bush. But it is nice to see pockets of water again. And yeah, just gonna carry on walking along here. Hopefully that sun, the way it's acting at the moment, is like a new sunrise every time it comes out. It's kind of nice. We've got a nice, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that looking beautiful in there? Let's go and walk in there and see what we can see. You've got a load of young birch trees. I'm just going to hide behind this gorse, and then you can see all that backlit there. Look at that. I've got to find something. I feel like it's just on the other side of this little ridge line. So I'm just going to head across there, see what I can see. Hopefully the sun stays with us. This is very shallow ferns, so I shouldn't have any trouble getting through. And there are, luckily for me, pony tracks. And all I've got to do is stay on them and I can move quickly. I'm loving this though. Great time of year to be out. Everything's just starting to turn. Right, off with you. Right, this is probably going to be my final image. As you can see, there's some trees leaning out of that bank behind me. And then when the sun comes out, you get a glorious, beautiful bit of light that just spills down this side of the hill, which is absolutely glorious. Now, it is going to be something like 3 or 4 photos because it's kind of like a portrait stitch up. I'm a little bit worried that I might lose that bit curling around the edge there. I love the way this little bleeding line just draws you around the back of it. It's almost like curling back into the image. But when that light spills down this little cliff face here, lighting up the heather is just absolutely stunning. Yeah, just waiting for the light to come back. Here we go. Here we go. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Beautiful. Just going to move that down, straight down. That's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try and move a bit quick because I don't want to obviously lose this opportunity. And you'd probably have noticed that I am quite low with the camera because I want that edge of the tree to be away from the hill line behind. Okay, I think that's the last image. Yeah, that's quite an experimental one for me. Yeah, I don't know how I found that, but this is one of the things I really love about wandering around. You do find new things and you don't have to go far. I'm right on my doorstep. So I'm very pleased that I found this. I might actually tag it on my map so I can find it again and get it a little bit earlier. Little Chibden Bottom, which is near Mockbeggar. But I'll definitely visit this one again. I just think, look at it, just look how that lines up so perfectly. You've got a nice bunch of trees leaning out, and then you've got a nice light spilling down in between over the header. That is a lucky find in my opinion. And if you look behind it, and I'm hoping this comes out a little bit as well, don't want it to dominate the scene, but if you look behind it, you've got this beautiful ferns, which I'm hoping will, oh look, deer on the other side there, I don't know if you can see that, they've just gone over the top, they're probably watching me take the photograph. It's all good fun though. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pack up, I'm going to head on back, and hopefully if any of those pictures I've just taken of those trees stitch up well, I'll put one in front of you. And yeah, wow, what a morning, eh? But it's good to be back out again. I've got to head back now because I've got to go kayaking. A lot of people expecting me to be there. But that's me today. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye bye.